But that's not all apparently. The feds also found more bone-chilling tapes at Diddy's house that depict some sick rituals involving both men and women under the influence. They want to know what's even more shocking. Baby, the feds keep finding more and more of Diddy's secret tunnels. It appears that this thing might run deeper than any of us could have thought. The feds claim that they haven't yet discovered Diddy's full hidden toy collection, and that he may have attempted to get rid of some of them to prevent them from being discovered. However, the real deal is that a small birdie has been making the rounds, whispering that the federal government is going to test each and every one of them for DNA, and when the results are in, there will be a lot of arrests in Hollywood, honey. This tea is so hot that everyone in their grandma's world knows that Diddy is facing federal charges related to an ongoing federal investigation that led to his arrest on September 16th in New York. Although the specifics of the charges were originally kept secret, the indictment was later made public, and we weren't ready for the details, so Diddy was hit with some mind control charges, including conspiracy and engaging in services. If convicted, Diddy faces at least 15 years in jail. Diddy showed up in court on September 17th and tried to make a case for himself so that he could be released from prison on bail. He offered a $50 million bond co-signed by himself, but the judge ordered him to return to his cell and stay there until the trial because the prosecution had so much evidence against him. Judge Robin Tarnasky, who presided over the bail case, was not playing around when she told Diddy that she could not allow him to leave jail because he was a flight risk. She also added that the crimes Diddy has been accused of happened behind closed doors, so even pre-trial monitoring would not be sufficient. On top of that, she stated that she had no guarantee that Diddy would return to court if he were released on bail. With all of this against him, Judge Tarnasky basically told Diddy to settle into his cell because he would be there for some time. We've always heard about how crazy Diddy can get when things don't go his way. But the investigation showed that it was far worse. According to U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson, Diddy was denied bail in part because he has approached witnesses to the point where they say they are afraid of him. The investigation uncovered evidence that Diddy allegedly pressured and intimidated his by putting on them and sometimes them by their, and he continued to do this even after his homes got raided by Homeland Security back in March. It's almost like Diddy felt he could just do whatever he wanted and nothing would ever happen to him. Apparently, he went as far as trying to Cassie after she filed her lawsuit, sometimes calling her 58 different times in just 4 days. But of course, Diddy hired the best legal team money can buy, and they've been working hard to get him out of this mess. In fact, his lawyer, Mark Alio, is out here trying to convince people that Diddy is innocent in all of this, and all the 10 people who have come forward with lawsuits against him are lying. He even tried to blame Cassie over that security footage at least a few months ago. He tried to spin the narrative that Cassie was the one who did it first after she found out he was seeing another woman and that she tried to run away with his clothes.
So let me tell you what happened.
Will that be used as evidence in court, do you think?
100%. 100%. So what I said in court today, and I'll say it again here, is the two of them were in a hotel. It was just the two of them in a hotel room. She found out that he was seeing someone else. She was going through his phone. She with his own phone, and then she walks into the hallway with 2 bags. One of the bags has all of his clothing that she is taking from him, which is why he runs out in a towel. So this isn't her fleeing from one of these freak-offs. Why would she take his clothing? That's not what it is. And when the evidence comes out, this is going to be completely different than the government's portrayed it.
But on this video, and I just want to show that again now, how do you defend against allegations that he hit and women when he's on video hitting and a woman?
Sure, he's not charged with he's charged with and he didn't hit anybody.
But he's charged with a conspiracy here where he was using physical, emotional, financial pressure, as prosecutors allege, to keep these women in his fold. Maybe just Cassie Ventura, but keeping these women in the fold.
Cassie Ventura lived by herself. She had her own house. She had a family. She had a career. And he was seeing another woman at the time. He wasn't around a lot. She could have done whatever she wanted to do. All of these allegations of, I had to stay, are nonsense, and it's going to be proven to be so.
That video, in the indictment, it alleges that your client paid hotel staff $50,000 to make it disappear from the hotel surveillance system. Did he pay off the hotel staff?
Not that I know of. I know that's an allegation. I don't know that is true. What I was concerned about when I heard about this allegation is whether there was an allegation that there was some sort of law enforcement investigation pending, because then that would be a crime. But there was none. And so this is not a...
Maybe this man was really out here trying to make it seem like the video wasn't all that bad and that everyone was just blowing the whole thing out of proportion. I don't know the kind of dooloo juice Diddy and his lawyers are on, but boy, is it working overtime, because how do you watch that video of Diddy clearly Cassie and conclude that Diddy was the victim in that situation? But that's not all. In another interview, the lawyer outrightly blamed Cassie for getting a Diddy in the first place, saying Di would not have gone crazy like that if Cassie had not cheated on him with her current husband. Alex Fine, he said in that interview, these two people were in love. One, that's Cassie ended up marrying the trainer that Mr. Calmums got for her. They had been cheating on each other for years, but now she had 2 kids with the trainer years later. She realized she had a good thing with Mr. Combs. Well, I guess that would fly if you can call being almost every day and forced to have relations with while you were pumped full of is a good thing. Okay, back up and let's dive into this unsealed indictment and some of the disturbing freak-off supplies that the feds found when they raided Diddy's houses. So according to the indictment, Diddy had this whole elaborate scheme where he would have people book and prepare hotel rooms for stay before they started. Part of the preparation for these free involved the hotel room in advance with the required. These supplies often included baby oil, loo, extra linens, and lighting, because of course he had to record everything after a successful freak-off session, which sometimes lasted days. Diddy would have someone clean the hotel rooms and fix anything that had been damaged during the freak-off. They would also arrange for flights to take XP's back to where they came from, cash to pay them, and IV fluids for those who needed them. The indictment then went on to say that during the March 2024 raid of Diddy's home, law enforcement seized various free, including ill and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube. Baby, what kind of things was Diddy doing to the point where people needed IV fluids just to get their strength back after? And who needed that many bottles of baby oil and lube? Like, I'm not even sure most people understand what 1,000 bottles of baby oil look like. Diddy's lawyers have been out here claiming it was just one, which is bad enough, mind you. But from the looks of it, there was a whole operation with multiple people over a very long period of time. Honey, the list of Diddy's likely sis just might be longer than anything we've ever seen, but it gets crazier, because the feds also seized multiple weapons from Diddy's house. This included 3 with defaced serial numbers, and then there's the loads of the indictment mentions like X and G. Now, when Jaguar Wright mentioned that Diddy used to go all out with the substances at his freak-offs, people didn't believe her, but looks how well that.
Talk to him.
With Jaguar.
Let's talk.
Education.
101.
So T is the but they take the cat and cook it up. And they fold it into the cup. Now, if you don't know what cat is what they call on the street special. It's a veterinary, it's a horse tranquilizer. Now, I've been using this for years. See, back in the day, if you went to a party or a get, there were certain that you will always find on hand. Viagra, special, and now see, the keep you up all night, but unfortunately, it gives you limp because of what the blood flow is. So you wants to fuck with a half-hard all night. So that's why you had the Viagra, to make sure that the involuntarily stays hard while you're numbing yourself with the. Now see, the that's a horse tranquilizer, so that relaxes all your muscles. You could get 80-ton gorillas. You wouldn't feel a thing. So now it's gonna stay hard. You numbed up and you high. You got the in you, so you don't feel shit. And then you add the to put in the feeling that you've now blocked out, and now you got a party.
Freak off cocktail.
Yeah. So now they done skipped. They done skipped all the steps. They condensed it.
Wow.
So you got the in there, and then you got the in there, and they say that some of the dealers add the in there. Now the you still got to take that solo. But with the you got all of that. The cocktail.
Oh.
Cocktail. And the one thing. And the reason why it's pink is because they put the food coloring in it. They think, he said he think they got it from the Breaking Bad. You remember how they was making it?
Yeah.
And they made it a special color. So they done that with the, it's the food coloring.
You think that?
As if you need more. When did high not get high enough? Like, I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, to the point where you have to fly it across, like, I need that here tonight. Can you get that here? Like, no.
I need that here.
The indictment then goes on to describe how Diddy would sometimes get with victims at these freak-offs, leaving them with injuries that took days or weeks to heal. As you may remember, this is similar to what Cassie claims in her lawsuit, where she claims Diddy used to put her through so much that she would get multiple major injuries and need to stay in a hotel for days to recover. She also discusses Diddy's car, saying that he flexed it in her face and carried them in her purse. Lil Rod also stated in his lawsuit how Diddy used to boast that he could make people vanish and that he was the cause of the 1999 club. Given all of the people who have come forward with stories about Diddy doing nearly the same thing to them, some people are saying that this time is over for him. However, the catch is that not only Diddy will face music, but all of the industry's top stars and Ives who once partied with him will also be exposed, because rumors have it that the more the feds look into it, the more evidence they find against other celebrities who were part of Diddy's inner circle. Furthermore, according to an insider, the federal government is currently conducting extensive DNA testing on the alleged freak-off supplies that were found at Diddy's homes. The results have been quite intriguing thus far, and I personally won't be shocked if some industry executives are somewhere clutching their pearls and frantically speaking with their lawyers. Many of us know that there is a long story with Diddy at the top, but do you think the feds will still find more secrets from Diddy's house? Leave your ideas and comments below, and then watch this next video. One person stated, "I really hope that he doesn't just get off with a slap on a hand, because he's got money." Another person said, "Put this man and all his thousands of friends in jail. No matter what they tell you, don't believe them. They should be locked up for the rest of their lives."